Welcome back to Dufferin Life. If you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. So we're going to talk about something that's very, very popular in Dufferin County. I'm amazed at how popular it is. I'm excited to have our next guest on. Melissa Lackey, she is the Vice President of Development for Orangeville Lacrosse.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And you might recognize her. She's a familiar face. You've been on the show before, but we're just going to make a quick mention because you put on the Christmas market every year.
I do.
Yes. So thank you. It was good to see. It's good to see you and have you back.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, so let's talk about what's happening in February for lacrosse here in Dufferin County.
Well, what we're doing is we normally promote lacrosse by offering these free try-it days. Mm-hmm. So what it means is you can, of all ages, you just show up. We have sticks ready to go, and we're going to play some games. We're going to teach you the basic skills of lacrosse. It's for our community to try it.
Okay.
Some people have never experienced it before. Some have heard about it through the grapevine. And so it's a way to promote it.
Yeah, absolutely. And lacrosse is extremely popular in Orangeville.
It is, yes. We are well known for our lacrosse here in Orangeville.
Yeah, like the tournaments are massive, and our teams do very well. The Northmen do very, very well.
We do, yeah. We have a lot of teams, a lot of kids involved already. So we're just always looking to grow the game, get more kids involved, and so that's part of why we have the free try-it days in February.
Okay, so anybody who's wanting to come out and try it, what do they need to bring with them to give it a try? Anything?
Just indoor running shoes and eager to try it and have some fun. We provide the sticks. It's no contact for the try-it days. There will be coaches there, executive members, so we'll be there to answer any questions by parents. You can register if you decide you would like to play.
Okay.
There's all kinds of options for our lacrosse program with the Northmen.
Okay.
So this just opens the doors for that.
Okay, so even if you're 12 years old, you can come out and try if you've never played before?
Yeah. So we're doing from U5, our program, U5 to U15.
Okay.
And girls and boys. So as I said, it just opens the doors for you to learn whether you want to play box lacrosse or field lacrosse.
Okay, and what's the difference between the two?
The box lacrosse program is run indoors at the arenas, and our field program is outside.
Okay.
So we do have boys and girls for that.
Okay.
Spring and fall.
And I was just going to ask you that. So when is the official lacrosse season?
Officially, tryouts for field are starting in February.
Okay.
So that's field boys, and then you'll see the girls and boys box field will start end of March, early April. So soon. Yeah.
Wow, that's right around the corner.
It is. I know, it's flying.
By.
Yeah.
So are there many girls that play lacrosse?
Oh yes, the girls program is definitely growing. That's where I began, was in the field program, but we're actually starting a box program for the girls this summer. So that is totally new to Orangeville.
Okay.
So we're really interested to see that develop this year, it grow, and get some new faces out.
Wonderful. So let's say, for instance, we bring out the kids and we want to make sure, they try it, they love it.
Yes.
They want to do it. So when they're playing, like in a regular season, when they register, they go out and they get their own stick, and is that all they need other than that, like in running shoes?
It depends, again, whether they're playing field or box. A great resource is our local Sanderson Sports in town. Darren, the owner, is really great. So if you're new to the sport, I always suggest going in to see him. Equipment for box lacrosse is very similar to hockey, just not the skates in the bottom part.
Right.
So really it's in a good pair of indoor running shoes is great. If you're playing field, cleats, shorts, you got a stick, a helmet, mouth guard to save your teeth. It's very basic stuff. But as I said, Sanderson Sports is really great. He's a great resource if you're looking to make sure you got the right stuff.
Yeah, I know. I remember going in there looking for some basketball stuff, going, look at all this lacrosse stuff.
It's
all lacrosse.
Lacrosse and hockey.
There's hockey.
There is, But he's definitely, we always say, he'll get you the right stick. If you are just beginning, he's not going to give you a stick for someone who's obviously played for 10 plus years, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's a
Well, let's talk about that, because you said you played lacrosse.
I did.
Okay, so this
many
is
moons ago.
many moons ago.
Yeah,
but I'm sure not a lot has changed. So I mean, so obviously a stick is not a stick. So there's different types of sticks.
Yeah, the girls' sticks are definitely different than the boys in the field.
Okay.
It's shaped differently. There's no pocket compared to a box field. I always say the girls is like really based on a lot of skill.
Okay.
So I like to think we're really skilled. But yeah, it's definitely different. There's, in field lacrosse for boys, there's a long pole, and that's for your defense. So the pole of the stick, like the shaft of the stick, is quite long.
Okay.
Compared to your offense stick. So there is all kinds of different. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So when they come out, when everyone comes out to give it a try, and we're gonna share that information with you. Don't you worry. At the end of the, you're gonna get to see when the tryouts are, and of course it's northmanlacrosse.ca. You can get all of the details there as well. So when they come out to try, will they try different positions? Like, because obviously, when you play any sport, there's a position you like the best. And
I know. And some kids gravitate towards a more of a defensive position, and then some really like offense, and then we have kids that just love playing goal too. So
the brave ones.
Right. Lots of things to try, and we'll make sure that, we introduce all of those aspects to the kids there, whether it be through the skills or the games that we play with them. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So will they get, I'm assuming there's like a warm-up that people do before they play? Like, I'm thinking there's a lot of running, right? I'm so not
No, definitely. There, there is physicality to it. And as I say, you have to have a good warm-up for any sport that you play, stretching and things like that. And we have in our organization some really great trainers and really great coaches. So, you always want to prevent an injury.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. So I'm fully admitting, if you haven't already figured it out, I don't know anything about lacrosse. So I'm going to ask what might seem like a silly question. But so how does it work? Like, is it, because there's periods in hockey, there's innings in baseball. So how does it work for lacrosse?
It's very similar to hockey.
Okay.
So you will have your periods, and field lacrosse, there's like half and stuff like that. So it's very, very similar to hockey.
Okay.
We have a lot of kids transition, so they'll play hockey in the winter and then lacrosse in the summer.
Okay.
So I think it gives them a good balance, and it definitely helps with their development for both sports.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. So obviously there's benefits. There's always benefits to any sport that you join on the health side of things.
Yes.
But what are some of the benefits that the kids experience just being a part of the Northman teams?
I think by far the most is the community feel of it, the lifelong friends. It speaks volumes. Like, you can go to another community and you can talk to somebody else, and then all of a sudden you get rolling into talking about lacrosse, and then they find out you're from Orangeville, and then they want to know if you know this person and then this person, and it's amazing how small our community is, but how big it is at the same time with lacrosse.
Right.
So by far, the most that you get out of it is definitely the lifelong friends. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Sense of community.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. And I think we've talked about this with many different sports about like any type of team aspect, that it helps people build their social skills as well. For those that may be a little bit more inward and not as outgoing, or need to build their self-esteem.
Oh, for sure.
And so stick handling, because it boggles my mind. My boys had a lacrosse stick and they used to play around it, but they played basketball and baseball and that sort of thing. But is it difficult to hang on to the ball in the stick?
You know what? I think it's
practice.
It's practice, And so, for example, right now we're running some development programs for our kids, just to prep them for whether it be that they're going to play rep or they're going to play house league. So we have a great team of coaches that are willing to sort of put the work in with the kids. And I think, it does. It takes time and, practice. And once you get the hang of it, you've got it.
Yeah.
So it just it's a natural sort of thing. It's like riding a bike, right?
Yeah.
So we've got some, and we do have some pretty talented kids in this community that can play. So
yeah. and the older kids always mentor the younger kids, right?
Yes.
Just just by watching them.
I know.
Just by watching the older kids, the more experienced kids play the rep teams and that sort of thing. You're like, wow, you didn't even know you could do that.
I know.
It just helps the younger ones, move that much further.
Yeah.
So I know the rep teams probably move around, but do like the house league type teams, do they do any travel, or does everyone come to Orangeville to play, or how does that work?
So our rep teams definitely do travel, so they will have games during the week away. They'll enter tournaments that are not in Orangeville. We do host one here in Orangeville, but our house league teams they play games against other teams within that league.
Okay.
So it's just Orangeville, but we do host an end of the year tournament for all the house league teams here in town.
Okay.
It is quite competitive too as well. So as you said, there are some kids that are more inward and they maybe aren't ready for the rep program, or they've just started and they want to get the skills, they want to get the practice. So that's where our house league development program is perfect for them. Or there are the kids that still continue to play hockey or baseball and soccer, so they're busy.
Yes.
So maybe the travel just isn't for them, so the house league program is perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's really important. So, I love the fact that you're letting people try it for free.
For sure.
So, time-wise, if they're coming out to try it for free, how long are they there for?
We have like hour-long sessions. We've sort of, I think you're going to post them, the timing and the age groups and stuff like that. But you don't have to just come to one. You can come to multiples in your age if you want to keep trying it. I always say, too, it is a commitment to pay for sports. So this might be an option for parents to really make sure that their child is ready or wanting to do it.
Well, I think it's amazing. That's really cool that they can actually come a couple times, because you may try something once and go, I don't know if I like it, but you're on that fence. Like, I sort of liked it, but I wasn't quite sure. But it's great that they can actually come
to all of them.
Yeah. So for the free trials, is it separate for boys and girls, or do they all learn together?
We have some that are together, and then we do have some that are separated.
Okay.
So, and then we have a few that it doesn't matter what age, what gender, just come and have a good time.
Which I think is important. So how I'm not going to how long ago were you playing lacrosse?
25 plus years ago.
Okay.
I was on the first women's field team here in town. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely grown so much since I played. Definitely, yeah. There are way more age groups involved, way more aspects to it all. But yeah, definitely, I'm an old one.
Well, not as old as me. Melissa, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this great information.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye for now. And then we're going to go Teena's off.